So Jennette McCurdy, many know who she is. She is a child actress, but formerly known as a Nickelodeon star on iCarly. Many, including myself, grew up watching that show, but now she is an adult and she has a lot to say about the industry and about her life. So she just very recently, she came out with a memoir about her life and experiences that is titled, "I'm Glad My Mom Died." It's very controversial, and that's why it's catched many people's attention and interest. In her book, she talks about how her mother was very abusive towards her, and she remembers her mother made her get into acting because it was her dream, and she was just forced into it, and she was also forced to be skinny and to look a certain way by her mother, which caused multiple eating disorders. And that overall just made Jennette very unhappy and mentally unstable, and she felt horrible. She also had all this pressure at such a young age, at the age of 6, to support her entire family. There was a time that she did mention to her mom that she wanted to quit acting, and she was very young when she did this, when she told her mother. But her mother flipped out and was saying to her that this was our only chance, this was our chance. And her mother just was crying. But she only stopped crying once Jennette told her mom that she would continue acting. She felt that her mom was living her dream/dream life through her daughter, and she wanted to control her life. Now I'm going to go touch a little bit back on the eating disorder and other things that her mother did to her. So at a very young age, she was taught by her mother to calorie count, and also her mother made her bleach her hair and bleach her teeth white. It wasn't until her mother's passing that she was able to finally heal herself from all the trauma and the eating disorders that was caused by her mother and just the control her mother had over her. She was so controlling towards Jennette that Jennette wasn't even allowed privacy. Like, she couldn't bathe herself by herself when she was just a teenager.
Associations, out-of-body experiences when this is happening to you.
Yeah.
What do you think was going on?
I've tried to understand, and that didn't lead me anywhere productive. I would just spin my wheels trying to understand my mom's motives.
This continued until you were 17?
Yeah.
And you describe in the book that you felt violated.
Yes, I absolutely felt violated, and eventually accepting that was the most, I think, integral piece to my own healing and recovery.
In 2013, after her mother passed away, she went through intensive therapy and healing to find out who she was as a person, since that had been taken away from her.
My whole way of life, my whole way of going through the world I was operating through this lens of my mom wants what's best for me. Even after she died, I'm nothing without my mom. I can't do anything without my mom. I'm incapable, I'm incompetent. What would mom want? What would mom think? What does mom need? That accepting that she was abusive would have meant reframing my entire life. And that felt impossible. I couldn't go near that for a long time.
In Jennette's book, she also talks about being exploited by who she called the creator, which we obviously know as Dan Schneider, because she has spoken out about him before. So he is a former Nickelodeon executive. He worked on shows like iCarly, which she was on, and other shows like Victoria, Sam and Kat, and Zoe 101. With all the allegations and info about him, he was eventually let go from Nickelodeon, and there were many publications and news reports on him and his behavior. Well, his alleged behavior. And there was an investigation that was done on him. And Nickelodeon, they just said that he was very difficult to work with, but he's been accused of so many things from actors and actresses that worked with him on his shows. They exposed him for being inappropriate and sexualizing them, taunting them, being creepy, and also threatening and just more. But he's just denied all of the multiple hundreds of claims against him from people that actually worked with him. In her book, she talks about her negative experience on set and being uncomfortable by the creator for shouting at her and making her reshoot the kissing scene with Nathan Crest, who played Freddie on the show. She didn't want to do it and was obviously uncomfortable. She even mentions that Dan was even trying to convince her to drink alcohol, even though she wasn't the legal drinking age. And her mom, she was present in all of these, in most of these moments, but she didn't care and she just didn't do anything. In her book, she writes in great detail about working with Ariana Grande on the Sam and Cat show. She talks about how she grew to become jealous of Ariana because Ariana's career was blowing up at the time. She was becoming very popular, and so she was able to miss work on certain days when she wanted to go perform at shows, do press and interviews, and work on her album and music. And it was just leaving Jennette to carry the show on her own. In her book, she details about how her co-star, who was Ariana and played Kat on the show, couldn't be in an episode, so they pretended her character was inside of a box, and so Jennette had to act alongside a box. And she felt like it was stupid and like, what am I even doing here? I can be doing anything else with my career, with my acting career. I could be doing so much better for myself. She felt like it was really unfair that Ariana was getting all these opportunities in the industry that she wasn't, and she felt like because of the fact that the show wouldn't let her miss certain days like Ariana, she was missing out on opportunities for her career, like other acting jobs that would be better for her. But as we know, she quit acting a few years ago because she initially didn't want to do it. But I'm glad that she's doing better for herself and that she released this memoir to really release her truth. And I'm glad that she doesn't have any jealousy or hatred towards Ariana and that she's healed through therapy. Also, I want to mention that I think it's really sweet that Jennette is still friends with her longtime friend and co-star Miranda Cosgrove, and that Miranda helped her through the trauma and helped her heal and just was there for her. I think that's like a true friend right there. I think it's really sweet. So overall, these were the main points that were in her memoir. I also want to mention that I feel like people are making her memoir seem like it's all about her feud with Ariana, which isn't true. If you read her memoir, it's mainly about the abuse that she endured from her mother and healing through it and going through therapy. But if you agree with me, then let me know down below and let me know what you think about this video and her memoir. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day or night, whatever time you're watching this. Bye, guys.